Check, check, 1, 2, 3. Oh. Hey, could I get somebody to help me test my audio and video, make sure everything's running?
Can you hear me?
I can. Okay, it's coming through my headset.
I hear you.
I can
I
hear
hear
you.
you fine.
All right, how about my video?
Yep.
Yeah.
Looking good.
Okay, I'm
That's
gonna
great.
switch to my overhead video and make sure that's working. By the way, if you wanna know the shortcut for that, it is
Yeah.
Alt-N. That'll switch to whatever webcam you've got, whatever camera you have set up. Whoa. That's a little squirrely.
Dr. Beckman, it's good to see you.
Hello, how are you, Josh?
Good.
Hey. All right, is it working?
Yep. Well,
You can hear the piano too?
Yep.
Okay, I believe we are recording. So we are live and it is now 10:01. So let's go ahead and jump into it. All right, welcome everybody to this webinar. We are talking about a new type of piano lesson. So this coronavirus hit everybody pretty hard, and I kind of like the thing that's happened in that it's caused us to jump in and reevaluate the importance of online instruction. And you know, we've spent years and years developing a system to teach. I'm going to switch to my face here. To teach in a classroom, and I'll just tell you a quick story of myself. I started teaching in the classroom when I did my doctorate in piano performance and pedagogy. I was given a teaching assistantship, and it was my job to go ahead and teach. I think it was 2 or 3 classes, and so we met with them twice a week, and I was given this book that I was supposed to teach them out of. I didn't really like the book a whole lot. So what I ended up doing is getting a bunch of supplemental material. It just seemed kind of boring for the students. My one-on-one lessons seemed to be like it was more exciting. So I kind of emulated what I was doing with one-on-one. And I was doing CD accompaniments and a lot of sight reading stuff. I didn't feel like the book I was using had enough quantity of sight reading to really get the students sight reading well. One of the other major issues that I found was I get a drum major who's never seen the piano, and then I would get a voice student who had 6 years of piano, and they'd put them in the same class. And the pianist or the voice major was bored to tears, and the drum major couldn't keep up with what I was teaching. And so I kind of just set this limit. I said, I'm going to teach about to the 70%. So if you were ahead, you're just going to be a little bored. Just hang in there, practice stuff on your own. I'll give you some additional stuff. If you can't keep up, I'm sorry, you just have to try your best to keep up, or I'll try to give you some time extra. So this differentiated learning thing was something really interesting to me when I started teaching at the public school, because they got really big into saying, all right, some students are slower than others. You need to help take 30 students and differentiate your learning for each one of their learning styles. And it was really tough. So in developing Piano Marvel, it was kind of geared around allowing people to move at their own pace, but giving them everything they needed so that they could move quickly. So I like to think that revolutionizing, this really, really is revolutionary. I'm going to share my screen with you and talk to you why this is revolutionary. And then we'll go into more of the how. Can everybody see my screen? Anybody?
Yes.
Excellent. Okay, so when you play and get feedback, instant feedback for your performance, it really becomes revolutionary because it engages students like never before. you increase the rate of learning by at least 4 to 8 times, and that really depends on what other tools you're using and how well you know online tools. Differentiated learning, we talked about this. Improving sight reading with these. We use the SASR, Standard Assessment of Sight Reading, which is an amazing tool, really, to improve student sight reading. If you're ever looking for music at the student's level, just give them the test. It finds their level and gives them something to practice on, just unlimited scores. And now you can upload and share your own content with your students, which to me, I think is revolutionary, because it allows teachers to not just use something someone else has created, but to actually think about, hey, how can I improve the whole industry? Maybe I can do something no one else has done. You can upload your music, you can upload video tutorials, and you can upload PDFs, and you can put them all into one easy folder for students to access. And then the online automated tracking is, of course, big. So I've built something in Piano Marble I want to show you guys, and then I have a couple of students that I shared it with. So this is the, let's go to the library, and I'll show you what I made. I put it in my favorites, and crazy title here, I know, Class Piano 1. So you open the Class Piano 1, and you can see I've built 4 weeks of lessons. In my first week, you can see I've got 3 of them. And I'm going to go ahead and just do this first one. And I'm going to show you both of the tools. Prepare, which is, I think, huge. We'll do the left hand. Hands together. Now, when a student sees what they've done, this instant assessment shows, hey, you got 19 notes wrong. It took you 32 seconds, which was pretty good, but the wrong notes bumped you down to 92. So what they do then is do it a second time and see how much better they got. So now you can see I did it in 15 seconds, got 0 notes wrong. I feel like I'm ready to go ahead and try to pass this assignment off. And students will be doing this. They could do this from their home. They could do it in their class. Once they learn how to do this, it's super easy to do it anywhere.
1, 2.
And I don't know if I joined with my computer audio. I'm going to go over here in my chat, and there is a share computer sound. I'll do that so you guys can actually hear the accompaniment here.
1, 2. Set.
Hopefully you can hear that. 1, 2,
Go.
set, go, count off.
Yes.
How many notes wrong do you want me to play? Did you say 5? See if I can get 5 notes wrong. I lost track. How many did I get? I think I need 1 more wrong note. Okay, let's see. So now I can come down here. You can see I got 1 note wrong there. 2, 3, 4. Okay, I got 4 notes wrong. But I did get a 97%, and I'm 50% of the way finished with this assignment. And why did I not get more? It's because I actually chose that I wanted the student to do 2 speeds. So now I'm going to pick this 52 beats per minute, and you'll see that it is faster.
1, 2. Set. Go.
talked about differentiated learning. This actually allows my drum major to spend as much time as he needs on that. And my flute player is happy because she can whip through these exercises super fast and just move on to the next stuff. Now you can see I'm at 100% over here on the left. That thing is huge because it gives them vision of what's left to go. Now I'm going to just close this and I'll show you what the students can do. They can click on this My Report and they can see actually their class, and you can see I've got a 30% grade for week 1 because I've done a third of the assignments. I haven't done this next assignment yet, and I haven't done this assignment. So, and over here on week 2, there's only one assignment that I put in. I'll show you how I drop some more assignments in. Super, super easy. But another cool thing that I want to show you is that as the teacher, I have this report where I can actually see what I've done, and I can do a search for, let's see, where's my name? I should be on here. You know what? I haven't. I'm going to refresh the screen because now it'll update the records. So now you can see my name's up here. I've got a 99% on this exercise. And it looks like Josh Mills is one of my students. He's actually finished the first 2 exercises. He's at a 67% in the class. And he's already done the week 2 one. Looks like Sean also did that one. And it looks like some of my other students have not. So I get a lot of questions like, how do you organize a class and put students in? It's super easy. If I'll come over here to the report section, this is where you build your classes. And actually, I think we're going to have it's going to be a students tab. We're going to change it to be called students. And this is where I found the report that I was showing you guys earlier. It's in this little 7-day drop down. There's a bunch of reports, including your practice minutes, your sight reading, and that sort of thing. But over here, my classes, what I'm going to do is create a class called Class Piano 72. Actually, I'll call it 72 for short. And Class Piano 72. And I'll hit save. And now I'll come over here and I will put some of my students in. Oh, I got to go to students. So once you go to students, then you'll find I could put Sarah into Class Piano 72. And that's how you put them into their classes. So I know Sean and Josh were in there. See if I can find them. So Sean is in. I gotta clean up my students. I have too many. By the way, if you have too many students here, some that are not in your class anymore, do you know how to remove them? There's Sean. You just passed him up. So here's how you put the student in. We'll say Class Piano 72. And here is how you get rid of a student. You just say, this student's an old student. They don't belong in this class anymore. I'm just going to click there, and now they're gone. So you can clean up your list really easy. I'll click that, click get rid of, and then this is an old student too. So it goes really fast. And now when I come back over to my sheet, you should see, oops, that thing got in my way. Where's my report? Okay, are you guys all still seeing my screen, or did I drop out?
Dropped out.
Okay.
Now it's back. It's going back up.
So we're back on. All right, so let's say report. There's my report. So now if I refresh this and I'm looking for Class Piano 72, I can just type in 72 and it'll sort everything else out. And you can just see that class. Another way to do that is you can sort your classes this way. And that's, so now how do you build a class? Let me just show you the just super easy way. You can see that this week 3 doesn't have any assignments in it. I'm just gonna come over here to my Piano Marvel. And then you go to library, and in the library there's an upload, create and upload button. So we'll click on create and upload, and inside of here you can actually do quite a bit of stuff. So I'll just run through what you can do in here. Right now it's just refreshing, pulling up all of my my collections here. These are bundles that I've already built. Like I've got class piano, and you can see those are the ones we saw. Week 1, 2, 3, 4. If I want to add another week in there, what I have to do is create another bundle. So I'll come all the way down to the bottom, and I'll put in week 5, create a new bundle, and you'll just tell it week 5, and I'll put in a composer is me, difficulty level, I'm just going to put a level 1, and then genres, just going to be methods. And you can see I can put in a PDF. I can do a thumbnail, which is really cool because it looks nicer. So super easy for you to do a thumbnail. Progress report. Here's where you create your reports. So I can actually say, I want to see this visual report. And you can even create a boot camp. I haven't shown you what a boot camp is. We're not going to cover that today, but then you can also share this with students here. I'm just going to save it, but I need to change what book it's in. It's going to be in my Class Piano 1 book. Now if I hit save, it's saving, then I hit close, and we'll go back and see if I have a week 5 in here. So click on that, and whoa, went out of order. I think you could just drag it down to whatever week you want. Drag and drop. It dragged it to the wrong place. Let's try dragging it here. And let's put 4 above it. Okay, we'll probably work on that, make that dragging a little easier. For some reason it doesn't want to drag right. There it is. Okay, so now I've got them in order. How do you put a song in there? Well, you've got 2 ways to do it. You can upload your own music, or you can take what's already in the Piano Marvel library. So these songs right here, my uploads, are songs that I actually uploaded myself. And the way you do that is you click upload a new song, you put in the title, composer, you put in any copyright if you want it, you can do level difficulty, genre, tempo setting, so you pick a default tempo. And then you need 2 things at a minimum, your MIDI and an XML. In the very near future, we're going to be adding the ability to do an audio file. So that's coming really soon. So you actually have a background accompaniment. You can put vocals in it and things like that, which is really cool. The thumbnail again, if you want to build a thumbnail to your new song, you can. You can put in a URL. So let's say you want to create a video lesson. You just put that URL in there. And then when the students open up the music, they'll see your video. And you could even force the video to open if you really want them to look at it, that video. And then that share button, I'm just going to cancel this because I don't want to put the song in right now. Instead, let's say I want to do it the easy way. And just go click over here on the Piano Marvel library and then do a search for one of the songs. So let's say Tomahawk, or let's do Arabesque by Bergmuller. So we've got this Bergmuller Arabesque I want to assign to students. You just click it and drag it into week 5, and that's it. If you click on this triangle, did it not add? Oh, there it is. So you can see Arabesque is in there. So let's say I want to do another one. Let's say Mozart's Rondo alla Turca. And here we go. This is a level 9 one. Let's just drag it. Oh, and if you want to see what the song is, you just click on this little view button. It's this little view button will be working in just a few days. So if you try it today, you may not see it. But that's really cool, because if you see a bunch of songs up here and you're like, which one is it? You just click the view button to see if it's the right one. And I'll just drag this into week 5, And so now I have Rondo alla Turca and Arabesque. So when I come over here to my report and I refresh my report, if it worked, sometimes the caching doesn't work right away. Okay, it did. So now there are 2 more songs that I've added into week 5 into my report. And also if I'm in my library and I come over to open that up, it should be just instant for the students. So they can see week 5, there it is. And there are the 2 songs that I've added to the assignments. You can remove songs by just clicking. Let me show you how to do that, because you'll probably want to remove a song here and there. You just click on this little minus thing and it gives you, are you sure you want to remove this piece from the bundle? And you just say yes, remove it. So it's kind of cool because you can build these books really fast and then give them to students and then edit them as you go. So maybe this first semester you do it, you're just kind of throwing stuff in there and seeing how well they do. And then you say, I don't like that song. You just remove it for the next semester. And then your songs are all automatically saved and you can build your own personal curriculum, but you can use materials that are in the Piano Marvel library, so you don't have to build it yourself. So now let's say you do want to add a song. How do you do that? Well, Josh Mills did an amazing job at building a web page where it will show you, see if I can find it. It keeps kicking me out of this. Gotta share my screen again. Share screen. All right, it's right here. I need the thing to move. Yep, there it is. Okay, so this, if you go to pianomarvel.com, you might want to make a note of this. It's pianomarvel.com/uploads/documentation. And he does everything here that you see. So first, please let me know that inputting music is a process. Upload and share your music files. So if you wanted to do that, you can actually just click on this and it'll take you to page 2. Uploading files, sharing files with students, slicing your music into learning segments. This is big. Let's just quickly take a look at this. So if you want to slice your music into learning segments so that your students learn more quickly, this will walk you through exactly how to do that. It is actually super easy. And it's really cool because the students can see the pieces and the assignments that you've created specifically for them. If I go back up to here, you can see XMLs and MIDI files. This is really cool because you can make your own MIDI files, or you can find MIDI files and XML files online. And Josh goes through and shows you finding pre-made XML files and where you can find some of those. He shows you how to convert photos. So say you take a picture on your phone, you can actually, there's software where you can take a picture on your phone and then save it as an XML. It's phenomenal technology. Or you can pay somebody to make the XML files for you in Finale or MuseScore or Sibelius or whatever you use. There are even online sites. If I click on this, there's online sites on where you can find somebody, and I think quick ways to add fingers, how to make more advanced accompaniment files. There's some really cool stuff here. We can't go through all of this, but just know that this resource is there for you as you're learning how to build your files, or you want to pay somebody else to do it for you. It's pianomarvel.com/uploads-documentation. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and open the floor now for questions. So who has some questions, and I can go ahead and get to some answers.
Aaron, this is Sean. I was just gonna see if you could share some insights, things in for sight reading and sight reading developments. Would you suggest they put that into their core syllabus, or how would you do that?
There are a ton of things that you can use inside of Piano Marvel to create your own sight reading things. honestly, the easiest thing to do is the Sasser. It's built, it has thousands of songs. They're geared right to your level. And if you just take that test once a day for 30 days, you're going to improve your sight reading by about 25%, whatever your level at. It's a phenomenal tool, and it's like dummy proof. So do you want me to quickly show you what it does? I know a lot of the teachers who are on this call have already seen it. So I'll just do a real quick one. So a quick share screen. Let's come over to my piano marble. So I come over to you can either get there through the dashboard and you click on sight reading, or you can click on Sasser, and that'll take you to this. If you want to know how to take the test, there's a little button that says how to take the test or a start test. Now, when you get to this screen, I always tell my students, if you think you're reading at a beginning level, try the intermediate. Always overestimate, because this goes really slow. So if you think you're at intermediate, try advanced. And then if you try the test three times and you fail, then you know that you can go back to the one before. So if I start this one at intermediate, it actually shows that what my last test was, and it will, by my last test, intelligently find a piece. And this gives me 13 seconds left to play the song. I'm going to go ahead and just take a picture of these things. And then I need to stop my test. Okay, so now I'll go back to the picture and just discuss a few cool things about this test. So over here, it shows your highest score ever. My highest score was 976. Over here, it shows the level that you're reading at. Now, how many levels are there in Sasser? There's actually 90. There's 1 through 18, and each one of those have 5 subsections, A through E. So if I'm in level 2E, I'm actually in my 10th level. And if you're in 18E, you're in level 90. So the levels, this is basically like a 2E. You can consider this as I'm reading a level 2 literature in like a basic method book, like Hal Leonard's or Faber or Piano Marble's level 2 book, or Alfred. If you're reading 3E, that's a high level 3 piece. If your score, like you see mine, is a level 976, that's actually a high level 9. I'm not quite sight reading at a level 10. And that's how that works. The world record, by the way, yep, 1882. I watched it done. It was held, the world record was held by a Korean pianist for a long time. And then I know a doctoral student took that over, and then that doctoral student's professor took it over. And then last year, I actually watched a sophomore in high school come and shred the world record. Obviously, he's a freak of nature, but it's so much fun to watch some of these sight readers who can just sight read anything. It's beyond my comprehension. It's fun to watch. Over here, you can see your current score. It's starting me off at a level 2. And then my previous score was 124. I think I was just having a student try it out. But what happens, let's say I pass this off with 100%. It's going to actually jump me up in levels pretty quickly. So it actually jumps up 5 levels if you get a 100%. So the better you do, the faster it takes you to harder music. And then when you hit your max, you'll get a strike. So when you get your first strike, it actually bumps you down, and it'll depending on how badly you did, it'll bump you down either 1 level, 2, or 3 levels. And so once you get your 3rd strike, you're out. So what happens is it actually gives you the music that is really close to your level of ability, around that 80% range. You'll be going back and forth between songs that you can barely pass it off. And there are tons and tons of songs. Now, Sean, you asked some other things you can do. I probably won't get into much here, but in the library, if you go do some boot camps, these are designed to, let's say I go into this like level 5 boot camp here, and I can say add to my favorites and then available as a boot camp. You start the boot camp and it'll just guide you through this entire book and it give you one read through. So it's kind of like the Sasser, but designed around particular songs. So they're not random anymore. And you can build your own boot camps. So if you want to put in like 4 or 5 songs, you can do that in your uploads page. You can go research some of that online. Really cool stuff for sight reading. I've done a lot of that boot camps and trying it with students. Really fun. The another really cool thing that you should get into for your students, if you've ever taught your students scales before and they need to learn the scales, I can get my like 8-year-old students to get through all 12 major scales with this Scale Ninja. And there's a leaderboard that shows them where they are in the world among other performers or where they are in their class. So this is kind of cool because they're encouraged to do this, but they also have this competitiveness that drives them to practice over and over and over. And you can see they should be a ninja if they do all 24 scales. I've been giving it to my 8-year-old students. They can do it all 24 scales in 1 week, really easy. Some of the trick is if you open the scales up, you click on the C major scale, there's a tutorial video that walks them through how to do it and some fingering tricks. You notice this is the 1 level scale, but that's because, or 1 octave scale, but that's because this is the Scale Ninja Beginner. I have them first do the beginner and then I have them do the advanced one. And this is 2 octaves. These videos are priceless. Get in there, have them learn like tricks on how to do finger crossings and how to think of them in groups. You don't have to teach it all anymore. You just tell them, hey, everything you need is right there for you. And then it'll walk them through step by step until they have all of their major and minor scales. Now, for the pros, you get into here, and this is really fun. I'm gonna go ahead and just do the C major one here. All right. So I got 95%. You might think that was pretty fast, but we've actually, for the pros, we've set it at 5 minutes flat. If you want to see my record, I'll just click on the leaderboard. You can see I got mine down to 4.13 seconds. This one, 3.4 seconds. Somebody cheated. She had a computer do this. This is not even possible. We'll have to, I think we might want to put in like a video that says, prove that you can do it this fast. Some people might think this is impossible. 4.134. I'm not warmed up, but I will give it a try. I missed a note. Try again. I keep missing the same spot. All right, I'm down to 4.79, but I got 2 wrong notes. So obviously I haven't warmed up. Once you get your fingers limber, it'd be much easier. This is actually a lot of fun for your piano majors. All right, so John, I hope that answered your question. I jumped into the Scale Ninja, which is like super cool for if you're teaching any like students from any level, even through doctoral studies.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Hi. I was using Piano Marvel years ago. I've been out of it a little bit because I'm teaching something different now, but I'm noticing some stuff. When you play your scales, you are well, like right now, you're not playing. It's following you. How do you? And then you were showing this maybe 20 minutes ago, and you played it without a click at your own tempo, and it scores you. and then you had a metronome and you played 2 a click. Where do you make that change, or is there some place that you say yes, play with a metronome, no, play freestyle? How do you?
So you actually have a choice there, where you can tell your students whether you want them to do it in prepare mode or in assess mode. Assess mode is with a metronome. Prepare mode is at their own speed.
Prepares without. Okay.
Yeah. So let me show you just that button. I've actually forced these scales to be in prepare. It was as an experiment, and then I didn't like it at first, but then after I started doing it, the more and more I loved it, and I way preferred in prepare than I did in assess mode. So I just kind of left it there. Let me just show you both of those options, and we're actually adding one more option. It's not here yet, and we have not announced it anywhere. So this one, oh, let me get to a different song. Should I even announce this? This is kind of dangerous.
You should probably announce it.
All right.
Now you have.
I'm still trying to think
Aaron,
of
if I
the
can
repercussions. So here it
I can
is.
interject with that.
Yeah, the prepare mode here.
Oh, it's amazing. I use it with my prep students and my college students, and it makes the biggest difference. If
Oh my
anyone-
goodness, it makes a world of difference. And what I really like is it instantly just says, hey, you got to play the right note. So the third mode that we're coming up with,
So it waits for you.
I'll let you know. So you got the prepare where it waits for you, the assess where you have to play on the metronome. The third one is actually a performance mode. So you'll be able to actually perform it, miss some notes, and use it as your sheet music. If you've ever seen Home Concert Extreme, they have something like that, and it'll kind of just follow your tempo. And if you miss some notes, no big deal, it'll catch up with you. So it's kind of like that.
Okay.
So our meeting's running out. We have about 2 minutes and 20 seconds. I have time for a couple more questions. Anybody?
Aaron, could you discuss when you have multiple teachers, let's say in a class piano setting, how their accounts work?
Yeah, so there's 2 ways to do it with multiple teachers. You can do it through your reports tab. And when you go into my classes, you create a class and you say John, or teacher John. And the class name would be, I guess, teacher John. So now, when I go to my reports and you run a report, oops, that's not the right, this Zoom thing keeps getting in my way. Now when I refresh, you can sort and make the class name your teacher's name. So when I do John, I don't have any students in that class, but it'll show up like these do. And you can sort by the teacher name, or you can hit the sort button here. And that's one way to do it. Another way to do that is, and some universities have it, so you can set it up where you have a master teacher and they can see every report, and then each of the teachers can only see their class. So that is an alternative way to do it, and you have to actually contact us right now at Piano Marvel to get that set up. We haven't yet put that feature available for teachers to set up on their own. Sorry about that. It's coming though.
Can the teacher work off of a student account, or do I have to get a special teacher account?
You don't have to have a special teacher account, but you just send me an email and I'll get you set up on that. So send an email to contact us at pianomarvel.com. Our lesson is over. I'm going to go ahead and end this and send you guys a follow-up email with some links. Have a great day. Anything you have a question for, just send an email to contact us at pianomarvel.com.